Hey guys, Retro Tech Ralph here. Right, we all have to do maintenance on systems, computers and whatever else stuff. And it's about time that I actually upgraded from this, desolder wick, or this, a desolder gun. Now, I have a third option for doing desoldering, which is basically just heating up with a soldering iron and then sucking it off with, yeah, whatever, with the solder from the board. The third option was this, which is, I did a video for this quite a while ago. I'm still getting a lot of comments on that video, which it basically, you put the end, I'll tell you in a second, of this on where you want to desolder, and then you press this button and it will back into the chamber, and you eventually take it to pieces and take out the crap from it. The problem with it is it comes with a Japanese plug. There is no, well, it's American, it's 2-pin, there are no earth on this whatsoever, so there's a potential of danger is immense. However, it doesn't really stop heating itself up. So at the end of my tip on here, and by the way, with the video that I gave this a good slating to, I still actually use this, so it can't be that bad. The end of this is kind of melting itself away quite nicely for the bits and bats I've been using this for. It's not a good thing, this. However, it is cheap and it's whatever. So yeah, these are your main options to do. Solder it and get it hot and pull the thing off, desolder with a braid, and then use a desoldering pump. However, it's about time I upgraded from all these and got myself a desoldering station. I've seen videos for these before and they look interesting, they look good. I am not fully convinced, but I do need something better than this to do with it. So here we go, the Duratool model D00672 soldering station. Oh, okay, hold on a minute. I wanted a desoldering station. Don't tell me they've actually packaged the wrong thing up for me. Aha, no, right. So it's a desoldering station, the label's wrong. Okay, this I bought from, and I'll get the idea in a second where I got it from. It was, the receipt. CPC. They're at Preston. They did a decent deal on this. I got spare parts kit with this as well, but that's just, I'm guessing, that's just the wrong part there. I've got the invoice in front of me. Doesn't say what part. Oh, D00672. So it is, but it'll just soldering and not desoldering station. So what you get in the box: instructions, how to turn it on and how to use it. Yes, we'll be ignoring that. The plastic, and we have this nice box in here. We have a power cable, which is a UK plug with an earth. So we have an earth on the main cable. We also have, is that a European or is that American? Don't know, don't use it, so it won't be used. It's nice packing in here. Okay. Let's get into this. I will be using this. Hopefully it's going to be good for me. Oh, by the way, a little while ago, I've got a few subscribers. Once YouTube gets over 1,000 subscribers to your channel, you start getting monetized, and I want, with the money that I get from the monetized part of YouTube, I don't want to just think I'm going to spend it on what I want. I'm going to buy some fags, I'm going to buy some booze, I'm just going to do whatever. No, I'm going to do things with it for the channel. And this is my first investment. Yes, I want one. Yes, I needed one. Yes, it will blooming out this channel to no end. So this is my first investment. It's cost me this is the time of buying. I'm trying to look for the price on my my invoice, and I can't see it. Ah, there we go. In total, this is £90 and 60p. That includes delivery, includes tax, includes shipping, includes packing, includes all sorts of gubbins. So that's fine. I mean, these are what, £3 or £4 on eBay. You can probably get a better version that's not all plastic for about a tenner. But if you're serious about doing some desoldering, which it'll be nice with this actually set up, yes, this is what I want. So let me just get rid of the European, American, whatever plug. So inside, you've got this lovely little box, Duratool. Power button, centigrade Fahrenheit, up and down, which gives you the temperature of your desoldering tool. Side, back for the power supply only, and a fan to keep the insides cool, even though, to be honest, the box on this is quite cold anyway. And a nice little hook on the side for putting this on, so you can put your desoldering gun on the side of it, which is really nice. On the front, you have got, as with the power supply, you've got this 6-pinned socket there, which your soldering iron goes on. This, you'd think, is a bit of cotton wool or a bit of fabric. No, that needs to be there. Honestly, I think it does. This is with me not reading the instructions. There is filters you get for these, because this is where the pump goes. I don't know if that was meant to be there or not. I think it does. I have bought already, yeah, some extra packs of these anyway. This is we'll come into this one later on anyway. That doesn't fit there. That doesn't fit there either, because these are only for the gun itself. Okay, so maybe that doesn't stay there, but we'll see. We'll have got through instructions and see if that bit of cloth does actually stay there. So power supply goes in there. There's a pump inside here which will start sucking the solder into a chamber on the gun. And talking of the gun, let's get these to one side. Gun is in here. Ooh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. So this will be, it's almost like a soldering iron anyway, where the end will heat up. That's actually just a soldering iron tip. So that won't change into something that's got a hole in it, which these don't, that one does, but this other one doesn't. So I've got one tip for the desoldering. That's a little bit weird. Close, open, go. Ah, okay. Now I get the idea of things. Let's just remove that a second. So, with me getting extra filters and an extra chamber, the chamber is this part here. Once this gets filled, if you leave it for too long, it's going to be absolutely useless. So, I've got a spare one for this, just in case I need it. So, does that? Ah, that's clever. So, it pulls down to release that part, which then I can release the chamber with a filter on the back. I'll guess that for the time being that is the pump, because it's just a tube, and the electrical cables comes from that one, which leads to this cable here. There'll be the pump inside here sucking that air and gets trapped in the chamber, and then will get trapped on the back of here. There's a piece of aluminium or some other material at the back of there which will get trapped. If not, the cloth at the back will also trap any solder coming up and into here. The worst case, you take that off, you throw this glass plastic tube in the bin, and you get a new one, which is why I bought the extras just in case. So they're going to one side for a bit. Extra in the bag, you've got this part here, which will screw with a gasket onto here. I still need to find out if that filter on there does need to be there, and that will just push that onto here. It's a little bit narrow at the moment. It is cold in here, so it is quite a good tight fit. Then the end goes on there. Will only go in one way because you've got an off-centered part there with the connections, so it will not go on any other way apart from that. Screw it in place, done, happy, sorted. What else have we got? We've got a use gear plug, some more bags. We have these kind of like very thin cocktail sticks, but these are to unclog the nozzle on the end. I'm kind of guessing that isn't how it's supposed to be on the end of there, unless you do use a soldering tip. That is metal, but there's a hole in it, but not on the other side. And I suppose technically I could probably grind that off and make myself another tip anyway, but in your other bag you've got the thicker one which goes in here, so that will stay on there. 3 thinner ones which go at the back of here, so these will obviously get clogged up quite badly. Solder tip, desolder tip. It's strange how I've got 3 tips, 2 of them soldering and 1 desolder for a desolder station. So a little bit odd. Yeah, you use these to poke down the holes of there, which will be the holes of that as well, to stop it getting fully clogged up. You basically just turn it on, heat it up, and then get it nice and warm. So I don't want to go into this because I know what's inside here. There's a transformer and there's a pump, and that's it. There are other videos out there. Look for Duratool stuff. There are a few other different companies that do the same thing out there. They're just kind of different names. So let me get this set up and let's see if we can actually use this and if it's any good. So before I plug this thing in, I want to show you just how the nozzles go on. Now, I've just said that there's one here with a hole in it and there are 2 without. I kind of think that's a little bit of a newbie thing, because I think on the ends of here, these are just soldered up, because that looks nice and smooth, but it looks a different metal to the actual tip. So I think these are just soldered up. That looks wider than this one, but I'm going to use this one. I know I've got the one with a hole in it, but I've got a funny feeling that this is just solder, just blocking the end off. So what we need to do is put the tip on first, then put the sleeve on afterwards, and that holds that tip in place, but the ring needs to hold everything in. So tighten while it's cold. Don't do this when it's warm, you will hurt yourself. Hand tighten is probably fine, which keeps everything in place, and done. Now, simple instructions on the front: power, centigrade, Fahrenheit, yeah, Celsius, Fahrenheit, whichever one you'll call it, up and down, which will do on the display for whether or not you want a hotter or colder tip. Right, so on there it looks like it's quite good that everything is off of the side anyway, so I could leave it there without melting anything. The worst thing I think is when you're melting plastic and it stinks. But one thing before I switch on is, yes, you've got the 2 cables here, but they are both attached to the whole thing, so why is the 2 cables loose? Why? It doesn't make sense. You'd have thought, yeah, tape them together. Maybe even put a cable, a manufactured bit, and wrap all these together anyway, which is probably what I'm going to do anyway, unless I can find any reason why I shouldn't. Then these 2 are going to be wrapped together quite well. They look like the same length anyway. I might go from here and then tape just bits of black tape around the whole thing, which then leads me to the end, makes it a bit more neater than anything, but we'll work on that on a later time. So let's go. Power on the socket, I want that out of the way, so get that there, and power with the red button on. Hello. So there's a beep on there, which is, I don't think it's the fan. It might be because it's set to 160 and the temperature is it's 25 degrees. It is not 25 degrees in here, by the way. 41, nicely going up. I would usually solder about 330, 350 possibly. That's going up nicely, that. So I would need to set this a lot higher than this. I'm gonna watch the end as well. Yeah, that's getting now too hot to hold. It is now smoking on the end. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm hoping that this will get sucked into the chamber. Might be just a thing that they do. So it's up to temperature now at 167. The beeping's gone. It's just I can hear the fan, which is on the back. Put it on the side. I think there's an intake on the side and an outtake on the back. So let's get this up to a decent temperature, what I would solder to. That's strange that it just jumped to 182, even though I haven't set it to that. That's good. Right, so tell me heat on, tell me to wait. Ooh, no. Let's do it to 300 degrees. I've set it for. .240. It's still. It's smoking now here, which I assume it's just some sort of lacquer that's coming off. There's a certain smell to it. If this goes bang, then fine, it's earthed. So I'm happier that than the Japanese, no, sorry, the Chinese desolder station. The problem with that one was it did one suck out, so it was kind of a one trick thing. Whereas this, I'm hoping the pump in here will do a continuous. I set to 300. Let's go for 330. That I like to do. It's already up to 318, which is quite strange. It's still not desoldered this one end of here. I want a pair of tweezers just to see if that is actually molten. Otherwise, this is a soldering tip. Ah, yeah. It's definitely molten. So this is now up to 330. Heat is still showing heat on. Let's see what happens, shall we? Ooh! So it is a desoldering tool. And we have crap inside here. Inside of the back of there on the aluminium part there. I'm going to be careful because the tip here is now beyond where the camera is and I'm going to melt the camera if I'm not careful. So that's now splattered that bit on the front into there. That is better than the other one. See, you've even got on the side of here, holds it in place somehow. Yep, it holds it there. That is pretty good. That feels like it's plastic. So in, the metal part of this is hitting the plastic on there, which I hope is either very high temperature plastic or it's, I've got it the wrong way around. No. It's all in place. There will be certain smells you'll get from this anyway. So what I want to do is, right, a recent Xbox controller video, I replaced one of the shoulder buttons with one of these. This is from the television, this is the buttons from the TV that you'll have. You'll never use these, so these buttons are absolutely brilliant. So, but what I want to do is see if I can get the solder off. There's 4 pins, 1, 2, 3, 4 there. Let's see what this does. So, over there. Slowly melting, maybe a higher temperature will be better. Ooh. I think it's fully, oh it has. That's fully come off. I'm going to get you in a little bit. That first part is completely come off. Forgive my hands, I work for a living. Let's try the second one. Can I actually get this in focus and do this while I'm doing that? Right. Okay, so an angle, there's a wider one. Just warming up the part and suck. It's off. Oh, that is so much easier. You can see the part of solder that's come through there, come off of there. Oh, this is going to be so easy. If only I could keep the camera angle right. Keep the side of the nozzle towards touching. Oh my god. That is just ridiculously easy. Why the hell did I not get one of these earlier? This is stupidly easy. Let me turn temperature to 350. So I've got a funny feeling it will be better at 350. Different solders probably will melt at different temperatures. It's on 335. A lot of playing around will be needed for this anyway. So that's on 348, 349, 350. Again, I've got to be careful with the nozzle because I've got my television in front. Into the hole. Melt. I don't think that's done it right. Yes, it has. Oh, I'm going to have so much fun with this. Make sure you keep the nozzle touched to something. Why am I pulling back? To something to keep it hot. I don't think I did that right. Oh, you did. That is just stupidly easy. And the nozzle will get down in temperature wise. Why am I pulling away? It is odd that the pump is in a separate part. This is stupidly easy. It's inside there, but it does make the handle, the gun, a lot lighter. Oh, this is well worth the cash. Compared to what I've been using in the past, it needs to get warmer, fine. I might try a different temperature, higher. Oh, I actually honestly thought that didn't work. Really, I thought that didn't actually work properly. So I've just done 4 there without even trying. I mean, yeah, there's 5 missing because I used 1 on the... So much fun. Sorry, on the Microsoft, I can't even think what I did with it. Yeah, the controller for the Xbox One. So that is just, that's just spectacular. So power off, put this back in, leave it alone. Let it cool down, done, happy, sorted. It's not in too well, and I'm not too happy about this edge bit here being, whoa, that's hot. But it's on the plastic. It's holding... balance on either side. It does sit in place, which is fine, but that is definitely worth it. I think CPC are actually Farnell's, so yeah, there was doing an offer when I bought this. It was really nice that I got an offer like I did. Let's see if we can get this crap out of here. Now, trigger down, which then brings that back. Does that go back any further? No. So I think there's a rubber bit round there. I'm just going to be careful not to burn myself here. Oh, does that go forward then? Aha! You pull it off the front. So you keep that there, that there. So I'm going to reholster that. We have nothing's gone down the pipe, so there won't be any danger of damaging the pump inside. It's come off the aluminium because that's what it does. A little tiny bit more in there, but nothing major. But yeah, that's how much solder I just took up from one of those parts there. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And no faffing around with the desolder braid, desolder gun. If you want to change this, that rubber seal comes off, so you can clean this fully. And this is a... it does feel like glass. But I'm not surprised either way. But yeah, clean out a little bit more on my fingers. That's fully cleaned out. Seal back in. There we go. Right, let's get it back together again. The metal piece goes in first, I hope. And then, why has that got a cut tuck out on the side of it? Hopefully there's a hole there and a gasket. Right, so that wants to go That's going to spring out, I know it is. And that goes in there. Well, that's awkward. Does that go in there first? No. Yes. Yes. No. Oh, that's really awkward to get in. Either way, there we go. Right, so just spin it around a little bit to get it inside. Done, sorted. Right, okay. Gasket does. It's not gone in properly. Okay, so you probably will need to do this every time you do a soldering. That doesn't seem to go in. Okay, well, it's on. Let me just try it back on again with power. It's been cooled down for a bit. It's down to 25 degrees, which is touchable, hooray, but not for long. Let's have a look. It's up to 40. So how quick it gets up from temperature inside to 350. Heat on weight. So this it tells you, that's quite good, it tells you to wait. Temp set, actually, what's 350 in centigrade in Fahrenheit? Oh, 662. Let's climb a lot higher because it's Fahrenheit, then back again. It's absolutely useless having that on there. I suppose in the UK we use centigrade, Celsius, whatever you want to call it nowadays, and in the US use Fahrenheit, which is fine. It's all just the same old stuff, just, yeah, not a problem at all. So it's still saying weight. I'm hoping the seal has done that part, unless I have done that wrong. Still coming up to a 290, 300. Ooh, oh, it's rattling on the side of here. It is a nice touch you've got that on there. It doesn't look like you could move it to the opposite side, because I know there's a circuit board along the side of here. When you look on the videos of what other people have stripped these down with, you can feel it when it actually gets liquid. It's almost liquid there. There it goes. That's not worked. That has worked. This is just ridiculously easy. It does need heat, a lot more heat than this. That's not melting, that. Oh, okay. There we go. Got it, done. And, oh, there she goes. Has it done it? Yep, that's loose again. This is just too easy now. Wrap it round a little bit. Wrap it round a bit? What the hell is that, Ralph? A little bit there. And then, off it comes. Too easy. Absolutely too easy. So that is working in there. A little bit of blob on the back of there, but I'll leave that for this time anyway. That's really, really good. Honestly, that's really good, and I am going to be using this. I need to set this up over here next to where my soldering iron is. I don't know where I'm going to put everything else, but yeah, that's my problem with the bench and stuff. So, if you want to desolder, yeah, keep using, and keep using. Yeah, off you go. These are cheap. These are easy. These work. So. It's not an issue. If you're doing a little bit of job, I will not be putting this thing switched on. I will be doing 1, done, 2, happy. Take off with this. I was still using these. I'm not entirely sure whether or not I'm going to be using this much often, because this completely replaces. Yeah. But yes, I think for a first purchase for the monetization with my YouTube account, it's definitely a good buy. Not good buy as in, but a good buy as in a very good investment for the channel to help out doing lots of fixes. So yeah, I do definitely, for now, recommend one of these desolder stations. That's it. They're all different company names on the front. In the UK, through Farnell's, it is Duratool. Yeah, that's really good. Triple thumbs up on that one if I could get another hand. So, that in mind, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on social media, and I'll try not to melt the back of my sign because it's made of plastic, thanks to One Click Print. And yeah, please watch them. There are tons of videos on the channel if you want to watch them. Please like, subscribe, consider being a Patreon, yada yada yada, please, and whatever else. And I'll see you in the video. Bye for now. And for anybody who's stuck around until the end, soldering on top, station at the bottom, and here is a little bit of peelage. Yeah.